Well, hello. I'm just going to use this picture kind of as, well, a backdrop of what I'm going to talk about for a second. And this is for my folks that, walk with me here. I thought I'd just kind of share a little bit. So, I believe I've recently been accused of being a hater because I'm just speaking on what I'm passionate about, and that is paranormal investigations and having specific responsibilities. And it's not a personal attack, and it really isn't. It's just is what it is. You manifest what you talk about. So this is what this was about. I've been kind of talking about some of these channels, and clearly do what you want. I have just completely stopped watching a lot of it because I just don't support. I personally don't support someone that's so irresponsible that you're willing to like title all your stuff of how you've been attacked and just to get views and whatever. That just shows me the level of energy that I personally don't want to be connected to. I'm not a hater. I don't hate. Hate leads to the dark side. I will speak the truth, and you may not like it. There's a difference with that, and it's out of learned knowledge, things I've just learned along the way of what's reckless and what isn't. Listen, I've been part of many paranormal investigators, those who were just sloppy and were doing it for all the wrong reasons, and people get hurt. People get hurt. So you can sit behind your computer and you can call me a hater, and that's fine. You're not out there in the field, and you're not putting yourself at risk, depending on the investigation, putting other people at risk, all for, I don't know, views on a YouTube channel. I really don't know. And if that makes me a hater, then, so be it. God loves me anyway. I'm not. I'm telling the truth. I'm speaking from just experience that I have watched people in the paranormal community be very responsible and very irresponsible. Let's go back to the Annabelle doll. Let's go back to the Annabelle doll and how irresponsible was that, knowing that that doll was never to be touched, was never supposed to be touched. That case was never supposed to be opened, and yet they did it. The Devil's on the Run tour, which is all connected to a lot of things that I'm honestly picking up on. Um, that I still don't know how to quite put together yet. For whoever understands that. But this is a video to nod to you that I did appreciate you sharing my stuff. I did. I deeply appreciated that. And then unfortunately, along with that, it gets lumped into some things. It's just like I have a right to my opinion of sitting back, and it's not a hate thing, and it's not a jealous thing. It's a what are you doing? What are you doing? That's so irresponsible. But you know what? You do you. You want to be irresponsible? You know there are consequences with that. And yes, as someone that does investigate the paranormal, I do feel a specific responsibility. And it's not just you can be a sky watcher, you can anything, a rock hunter. It's all relative. It's where you're putting yourself at risk. You can get attacked literally from filming stuff through the veil. You can. It happens, and it does. You're using a looking glass literally to film and record. So I had made a comment, and I removed it because I'm not here to I'm not here to disrespect anybody. I get people are who they are. They're gonna do what they're gonna do, and that's that. I've also been a part of people who have been in that behavior that have caused reckless abandon. It's absolute reckless abandon, and that doesn't make me a hater. That makes me smart, and I'm willing and have the courage to speak up and say, hey, you know what? It's just not good to support people who are, I mean, again, do what you want. I don't support people who are titling videos saying I was attacked when they clearly were not attacked at all. Why would you call that upon yourself? Like, do you understand when you do that, you're actually calling that to you? We are very powerful, humbly, hopefully humbly so. Um, And we can manifest anything. You got people out there, you know, a lot of things are coming through. We're in this time where we were told darkness is going to walk the earth. It's walking the earth. Darkness has been walking the earth, but like it's really revealing itself now. And it's great. Like I've mentioned this so many times, like I get the curiosity factor. I do. I do. But I'm not willing to put myself at risk and for views on a freaking YouTube channel, or it may or just you know, when you're titling your video, half the time I don't even title my videos because I don't know what to title them. You know, I'm not about views. My channel isn't about views, and that's me. That's my business. You know, just like everybody's other, that's their business. But in the paranormal community, yeah, I do feel a specific responsibility to discuss what is irresponsible, what could be irresponsible, you know, what not to do, and what to do. And when you're constantly looking for something, you will find it. You know, and Christ even says that. Careful what you seek. Be mindful of your thoughts, right? Be mindful of our words. And this ain't no organized religion. I'm not into organized religion. But I truly know that the Messiah is real. You know, God is real. You are a walking beam of light, and you can get attacked. You can get attacked physically, mentally, spiritually, emotionally. You can get attacked in your everyday life by people you meet. By people you meet. Because they're spiritual beings too. You know what I mean? So yes, recently I got like it loud and clear. I was this hater. I'm not a hater. I don't hate. Um, I have to, and I have to work at that on certain things. Yeah, that would take me out. Hate leads to the dark side, and nobody's worth that to me. Nobody is worth that to me. Um, you know, that's the ascension. That's doing the work and checking myself, you know, and keep checking myself. You know, why am I getting irritated? And because it's a fear I got going on. I fear for people I don't know. I'm not afraid to say that. I'm not afraid to be vulnerable and say, hey, what are you doing? Why, you know, what is your end game with that? You know, to get attacked on a live feed, you know, because there's only so many times. It's like the boy who cried wolf, right? There's only so many times when you're going out looking for dark, creepy cryptics and you're titling your stuff that you've been hurt, because that's what you're saying, is that you've been hurt. You're going to call that to yourself. And I don't know, like that. I'm not into that. I'm not going to put myself at risk for anybody. And I get it. There's always somebody out there doing and taking a step into the unknown, and that's their choice. But don't call me a hater, because I'm not a hater. I have no problem just sharing, you know, experience, strength, hope, and knowledge, and some people don't care. It's just content to their channel, and that's their business. It's their channel, right? It's just content to show that we all play our role in things. It's just I definitely cannot stress like this. There is a specific responsibility with the supernatural. There are spiritual laws for a reason. Um, and I don't walk or follow with anybody who doesn't do that, because that's how people get hurt. And if you don't get hurt, your family gets hurt. And they do. Oh, they do. If they can't get to you, they will get to your family. And so on, and so on. That's very real. So I just, you know, kind of wanted to come on and, you know, just kind of use this picture too as a backdrop. Like it's not just a blurred picture. Like there's a lot of energy going on here. We're coming into a new eclipse moon. There's rituals going on, dark rituals, unfortunately. Also, you have, you know, your light workers out there doing their rituals and their grid work to offset this battle. We are in a spiritual battle. So no, I don't have time to hate on anybody, but I will speak the truth. And I'm sorry if that offends you. Check yourself why that offends you. Again, I know it's really none of my business. I don't watch some of these people's channel at all. It just happened to group in with something that was shown, that I asked someone's opinion on, and I got, you know, I got the message, and you're wrong. You don't know me. You don't know me at all. So to do that is, you know, why? Because I spoke the truth? It's true. Like, what is wrong with you? Why would you ever title something like that you're attacked? And you really weren't. You were scared shit. Rightfully so, being scared and Scooby-Dooing out of there. Yeah, that's one thing. That doesn't mean you were attacked. I don't know. Like, I do not watch hardly any paranormal investigations on YouTube anymore because it's just kind of gone to the dogs. No pun intended. It has. Um, I did share a warning about the Annabelle thing. I did before it happened. And he passed away, and you could say, it's just a coincidence. If that makes you feel better, that's cool. It wasn't a coincidence. Things have spirit. Spirits are real, and they can physically affect you. And what you are calling to you will find you. That's why it's important to armor up and discern. I mean, again, you do what you want, but I'm doing this video because I got accused of being a hater, and I don't got time to hate on you. I don't even know you. I can't be bothered, but I will speak the truth of how irresponsible that is. That does not make me a hater. That makes me very aware of speaking the truth of that's very irresponsible. So if you want to call that hating, have at it. But I don't. I can't be bothered. Life is way too short to hate people, especially people you never met that you don't even know. And it just is. Life is very short. And I do take paranormal investigations very seriously. I've watched and I've seen and I've witnessed some really dark shit. And it's no joke. It really isn't. You choose to go do that, that's fine. But I don't watch these people. It just something just happened to pop up, and I was like, yeah, no. And it's not about dogging anybody or putting anybody down at all. It's just those who don't know about paranormal investigating, and that's anywhere, by the way. There are specific responsibilities, and there should be anyway for you. You should have your own set of rules and your own spiritual guides. Personally, I always call on God. I always call on God before I do anything. And I call in the Archangel Michael and Christ. Always. Because you can never assume you know what you are dealing with. That is arrogant. And that's what gets you hurt. And that's what can get you attachments. It's no joke. So you take it or leave it, but don't call me no hater. I'm not a hater at all. I actually care and give a shit. How about that? I actually care and give a crap. And I'm not wasting my time anymore talking about it. This is the last time I'm going to do a video on this. I've covered this so many times, but when I'm seeing a video titled about the haters, no, ma'am, you're mistaken. I'm a concerned paranormal investigator that is horrified at some of the stuff that these people put out for content just to get views. That's not enlightened. That's not for education. That's not for documenting, these cryptics. That is the darkness walking the earth. You got people out there that are looking for these hounds of hell and then titling their stuff they got attacked, and they clearly didn't. So if you want to call that upon yourself, by all means, that's on you. But do not call me a hater because I speak on it and I'm just sharing experience, strength, and hope of be mindful of what you're doing. Clearly free will, you do what you want. But there are specific responsibilities and spiritual laws that go along with it. And it can get you killed. It really can. It can get you a possession. It's no joke. And when you've witnessed that, especially if you who doing that, you have witnessed that, you do know. So that's all I'm going to say on that. I got no time to hate you. I don't know you. Life is way too short. But I will always speak the truth. And I'm sorry if you don't like it. It's just the truth. It's the truth. The truth is the truth. It doesn't make someone a hater for speaking the truth. It's the truth. And again, the end game is what do you want? Is that your end game to get attacked on a live feed? That's not something I'm interested in watching at all. I have no interest in that whatsoever. I don't document and post my paranormal investigations. I've done some investigations, you know, in the woods, things like that, but I don't do stuff like that. My investigations are private. They're not for public, for other people to see, because it's private, unless I choose to create a YouTube channel for my investigations. Um, Happy autumn to you too. Then that's a whole different ball of wax. But that is something separate that I do, you know, very responsibly and humbly, very humbly. And I don't do it all the time. I'm not out there looking for stuff. It finds me, and I don't need to look for it. This shit finds me all day long. No lie. Like, it's in our everyday life. It's just most just don't think about it, and that's okay. They don't have to. You know, it's those who more aware of what is going on here that is paying attention and is more mindful of what they're doing. So, no, I don't hate. I can't be bothered hating. That is a serious waste of energy. Um, that takes a lot of soul growth to not be in that kind of energy at all. That's the ascension. I'm not going to sit here and talk about ascension and then be on hating on people. There's a difference of telling the truth and being honest and sharing your experience. And yeah, some of it's a little bit of an embarrassment to the paranormal community. Those are that doesn't mean I'm hating. It's just me. I'm being honest. I'm being very honest from my own experience of being with people who were so irresponsible. They did whatever it took to get evidence, whatever it took. There was no God. There was no Archangel Michael. That's not the way to do it. And people get hurt, and they do. And people get attachments. And again, if they can't get to you, they will attack those you love. And that's just reality of it. And it is. That's why you got to be careful of what you're doing. But free will and all, and y'all do what you want out there. But I just wanted to do this video to comment on that. That, sorry, dear, you don't understand who I am, and that's okay. It's truly okay. May peace be with you on your path. May peace be with all of you. So can you see the spiritual being in here? Like I do, I show so much documentation that goes on around us on a daily basis. The spirit world, the veil is dropped. It's dropped. Again, you have darkness walking. You have really weird shit. There's a lot of weird stuff going on, like super weird. You know, we have, I guess what, you know, if you want to call it a mothership, it's not a planet. It's a dang mothership coming our way. The Three-Eye Atlas, I definitely feel that's connected to what went on with Atlantis. And I've just been getting a lot of things with the 333s and the 33-degree parallel, along with these, you know, behind-the-scene rituals that are going on. Hold on a second. With the ritual, you know, the rituals that most people don't even know that are even going on, but those who've been with me on my channel, I feel like you definitely know what I'm talking about, and you are being shown signs as well. Like, there was no coincidence, and this is how they do it. They'll show it to you in plain sight, like that whole Aerosmith thing, okay, with Youngblood, with Ozzy Osbourne. That was no coincidence that you know, this kid's young man is young blood. These are demons in the flesh, and they really are demons in the flesh. They're part of Lucifer's symphony. That whole VMAs was a pre-ceremony of a ceremony coming up on the eclipse and the equinox. You know, this is when they do, and I just pick up on it and I feel it, and I'll constantly bring it to God, because I'm trying to understand, you know, for me, because I've some of the stuff has just blown my own mind of like, yo, you know, I saw that, I felt that, I knew that was coming, and there's just a lot of things happen. There's a lot of distraction, and there's just something tremendously heavy about the energy lately, and I'm not the only one feeling it. And there's definitely something with that, what is his name, Charlie Kirk guy. He was a sacrifice. Or, you know, if that, we live in a simulation. So, like, you know, take that, and that's not to impugn anybody. Like, if he really was a real person, let's just say it that way, and had a real family, then God bless his family. Absolutely. But all the world is a stage. And it is. It's to take your energy, and there's no coincidence it happened on 9/11. This is what they do. They use all these symbols and numbers and times and anniversaries to harness our energy because we feed them. I'm not saying that didn't happen, and I'm not saying it did happen. I just, there will be more. There will be more, absolutely. And this is what I've been feeling, and it's very unsettling. Um, it's not warm and fuzzy. It isn't. There's a great battle happening, and all this art, what they call artists, they're part of it. That whole VMAs, again, that's all ritual. These are all demons. I mean, I didn't watch it. I just happened to catch. I was like looking at this. I'm like, who's this young blood kid? Like again, no coincidence. Young blood, get it? They opened up Lucifer's tomb. We can't forget that, and they did. St. Peter's tomb and Lucifer's tomb on Christmas Eve. And look what has gone on since. And they show you the truth in plain sight. Again, it's just where you are on your path, I just see it. It's how I'm made. I've always seen this stuff. The synchronicities. I've tried to turn it off, and I have. Doesn't work out so well with me when I do that. I'm not meant to turn it off. Doesn't make me a hater. I don't hate. It's a waste of energy. Really is. And you don't even know me. So there's that. And then the 333 years since the Salem witch trials. There's no coincidences here. There's no coincidences with any of this. There's no coincidences that I'm doing research on the tribes here where this all changed, and like all this is just the level of synchronicities, and I will share it at some point because it's a level. It's a lot. There's a lot of things that have gone on over the 400 years that are now like coming full circle to right here, right now with the 3-eye Atlas coming in. We have Ra here because Ra is here. That's a fact. These land grabs with the presidential stuff, that's all a stage. They're after stargates. They're looking for their ancient stuff. They really are. They have found pieces. I mean, the stargates, the land grabs, these certain areas that they're, trying to claim back the Gulf of Mexico, which really isn't about it is about the body of water, but it's about the pyramid under the water that they're not telling you. They're looking, they want you to think that they're just this 3D person. They're just this meat suit person that's, it's so much deeper and darker than that. It really is. And just the signs and synchronicities. There are no coincidences. The true divine will show you always. Always. If you tune in. This is the great spiritual deception. We're in a matrix. And this stuff is coming through. Very clear. Very clear. There's no coincidences. This stuff looks the way it does. You can see it's moving through. It's not because it just stopped there. It's something is moving through here to blur this up. It's deep. It's very deep. So yeah, I guess I am a stickler for the spiritual laws, and I'm proud of that. It doesn't make me a hater. It makes me be responsible and say, hey, what are you doing? Like, you're going to attract that. And you know what? If that's what you want to attract to yourself out there, by all means, God bless you and good luck, because you're going to need it. I get the curiosity. I understand it. I have a respect, and I have a level of respect and understanding of, wanting to prove these things exist. People are taking pictures of these cryptics all over the place. All over the place. I've never seen so much footage of dogmen in my life. In Sasquatches. In these crawly things that God said, no, I don't want you tangling with that. Again, this isn't about organized religion. This is the true divine creator saying darkness is going to walk the earth, and we're not to engage with that. But you do you. You know, I choose not to engage with that. I've seen real life possession. It's no joke. It is absolutely no joke. I've watched real time shape shifting. I've watched that. I've seen it in real time. That's no joke. Be careful what you put out there, because if you seek it, it will find you. These couple of people who go out on purpose and look for this, God bless you. My hat's off. However, you're being hunted. You are being hunted. That does not make me a hater. That's me speaking facts of you're being hunted now. And if you want to continue to do that, by all means, that's not my business. So this looks like a kid. I'm going to show you real quick. This looks like a child. Looks like there's the eyes. You see it? The face, the mouth, the nose, the head, the arm, the legs in here, the other arm, like he's sitting with his knees up. You see that? Because that's really there. It's not pareidolia. So that's all I'm going to say on that. I'm going to address somebody when they're trying to say that I'm a hater, and I'm not. I'm just going to speak the truth. And I'm sorry if you don't like it. Get over it or don't. But I've been in personal, real life paranormal investigators with people who are super irresponsible, who are not thinking about themselves or their surroundings or other people that they're investigating with. I've been there. It's not fun. It puts people at risk, and it's no joke. It's a spiritual battle, and your soul is up for grabs. Armor up and peace out. Take it or leave it. This is because I actually care. I actually give a crap. But I don't partake and watch those. I just don't. I cannot watch that. I post people who are responsible, who honor and respect what they do. That's who I post, so I'm very careful on what I share, because I feel there's a specific responsibility having a channel to share with you who take the time to watch any of my content at all. I don't ever want to mislead you. And I don't ever want to put someone in harm's way for ego and views. Something's wrong there. So if it makes you feel better to call me a hater, you have a fantastic day with that. Peace be with you. The trees. You was wondering about that in the trees. Yes. I have a video that I took of the tree actually moving. It took like 10 steps, literally 10 steps, and then back. It wasn't, the tree didn't bend and sway. It literally walked and then walked back. It's somewhere in my archives of my videos. It was like, what did you? And I didn't notice it at the time when I was filming until I went back, and I was like, oh my God, that tree moved. It like walked, and then it walked back. It was wild. So yeah, I've seen a thing or two. I've been through a thing or two, and I truly do come from a kind space. Maybe it doesn't come across that way through, texting and typing things out. It's kind of, you got to try to understand. You're dealing with people you don't really know at all, and I guess it's easier just to call someone a hater and say, oh wow, let me pause and think on that, and gee, that kind of makes sense of, yeah, that is kind of irresponsible, and just no one, it just doesn't seem like a lot of people care anymore and want to take accountability. So I guess blaming me and being a hater, that makes you feel better. Okay, that's all. You remember that? Yes, hi Miss Ferris. So with that said, I just, came on to share about that I'm not a hater. And if you've seen any of my content, you'd know that I'm not a hater. So there's that. Let me see if there's anything else. This was a tornado. I don't know where. It's from, I don't know whose this was, but I haven't even done any edits on this, but you can see there's a structure back here, right in here. The other night, not last night, the night before, oh my God, 2:52 a.m., shot straight out of our dead sleep. Something definitely, like, you can call it thunder. Wink, wink. It cut the freaking sky open. Like, it scared the shit out of me. Like, I don't get scared that easy. This one said was like, whoa. And Valentino was like, he was Scooby Doo to try to find a spot to hide. And it sounded like the sound was literally a tearing through the atmosphere. We didn't have much, and then there was a little bit of lightning and only one other rumble of thunder. And then that was it. And then you see like some flashes of light from lightning. That was it. So something came through the atmosphere, without a doubt. And it wasn't a blast of cold air, like most people think that that's what thunder is. No, it definitely wasn't. So there's something huge sitting back here. I haven't done any edits on this, and you can see how it has like the smoothness. You can see it's got ridge right there. It's got a ridge right there, and it's straight down right there. You can see it, like, I don't know, it's a window or something back there. You can see it. So these were just some pictures. I don't know what I was taking screenshots of, to be honest with you. I've been watching a lot also of Scott Carpenter, because I've been kind of going back to the woods where I used to live and thinking about some of the things I was filming then that I didn't understand about Sasquatches and what they do. Because I was seeing a lot of those weird stick structures. They do this weird stuff with sticks. And I still don't understand. Well, I don't understand what they're doing with them, but like I've shown a lot of footage about that. Huge circumference of trees that all fell the same way, with the X's and weird contraptments with tree pieces, and now understanding that's a sign of a Sasquatch, and maybe even a dogman too. I don't know. But there was a lot in those woods. I used to go for a walk and film all the time. I wasn't thinking about a Bigfoot in there, even though I knew there was one in there. I had heard the whistle. I had heard the tree knocking. But so I've been kind of watching some of Scott Carpenter's stuff, who has a lot of documentation and knowledge with these Sasquatches and what to look out for. And because I'm not out there looking for that. No, thank you. But just from going, I mean, some of you know I walked through those woods all the time, doing a live feed, just sharing some of what I was understanding of things that were going on at that time, that are coming and that we're in now. A lot of structures. I'd like to know what it means. Like some of these pieces, I mean, so, okay, weirdly, I'll share, like, I was watching, I don't know who it was, this couple, I think, in Alberta, Canada, and that was, like, 2 days ago. They have a little place where they leave stuff. They'll leave, like, apples and stuff like that, and a Sasquatch will leave a feather, or this is what was the mind blower for me, or take a mushroom, right, a wild mushroom, pluck it, and flip it upside down. Don't you know, yesterday I'm walking like around here where I live, and in this weird area there was a mushroom flipped upside down, and I thought, what are the odds of that? What are the odds of this mushroom, wild mushroom, flipped upside down? Yes, you do remember that. It had this huge axe, and they all fell at the same point, and they all fell in the same circle at the same aim. The tree was going the same way all around in a circle. That's Sasquatch. That's a Bigfoot. I figured out they were going through portals a long time ago, and I used to watch stuff on like TLC and stuff like that years ago, when they had these group of people trying to hunt them, which I think is terrible, by the way. and never just would never think to look for a Sasquatch. It's not my thing. If I come across one, that's a whole other story, but it's just not my thing. You know, I got enough to deal with. I don't need to be going finding a Bigfoot. I mean, I know there was some. I don't know if you remember. There was always this one tree. And I filmed it a lot at night. And there would be no wind at all, and this one tree would just rock back and forth, like someone was sitting way up in the tree, rocking back and forth in it. There's just a lot of things I'm remembering, like, and that makes me wonder, was that what I was encountering? I don't know. But I remember, and I don't know if you remember the hissing. There was one night I was live, and it was dark out. It was right on my back patio, and all of a sudden you could hear a hiss from the tree, and it was like, what the fuck was that? I'm going, and I went in. Yeah, there's a lot of things I'm just kind of re going over. Like, wow, it makes me wonder what the heck that was. And then that it was a one winter. I gotta find the picture. I have one footprint. It is the weirdest footprint. It's not a human. I don't know what it is. And I showed it on the channel because it was so freaking weird. And I couldn't find the other footprint. And now understanding how these move, I've always known they move through realms. Back to those TLCs, I was like, they're never going to catch these. It'd be very rare if they did because they move through realms. They move through the trees. They blend in with the trees. They cloak. They're supernatural. The dogman things, they're supernatural too. These things move fast. And they step in and out of vibrations and frequencies that we should know how to do, honestly, but we don't. We've been so indoctrinated in this lie we live in, but no, not really concerned either. No, not and I have reasons for saying that. I do too. I've been doing some reading with the tribes here. The tribes definitely, the stories that they have, they're not stories, but you know what I mean by stories. That some of them, they lived right along with them. There's no way that they didn't. Like back in that time, because they've been here for a long, long, long. I do think they're some of the original keepers of the earth, if you will. And I'm sure there are like not so nice clans either, just like people. But you hear a lot of native tribes speak on Sasquatches. They speak on storms. They'll speak on things that come out of the storms and then go back into the storms. Oh wow, Lake Champlain. I bet there was a lot of stuff going on there. All that. Yeah, that just Jody, that was freaking weird. I mean, literally, like I saw it the day before on some I don't even yeah, it was the guy from Alberta, Canada. And literally yesterday I'm walking and I'm like, what are the odds that I am seeing this mushroom upside down? And I noticed like little things, like I've shown the stack of rocks up with they just dug all that Native American land. Um could that have been someone doing that? Absolutely. Do I really feel it's more Sasquatch? Yes, I do, because there is Sasquatch in these woods. They've been witnessed by many people, and they're digging up all this stuff, and they're not going to. They're disturbing their land, man. They're the keepers of this graveyard, if you will. I saw a turtle yesterday. I saw a little turtle on the side of the road, so it's weird that you're saying that. See what I mean? There's no coincidences. None. None whatsoever. Everything's for a reason. Just gotta figure out what that reason is sometimes. and also allow that reason to appear. Does that make sense? But I just, anyway, long and short of it, yes, I wanted to come on and just share some of that, that hating thing. It's just, I laugh because there ain't no hate here, Sister Christian. It's just, I'll hit you with my smarts, and I'll hit you with the truth. And I guess some people just don't like that, and that's okay. I'm not for everybody, and I really am so okay with that. But this was for my peeps, doing this video to share just that high strangeness of that, and just some other little things that have been going on as well. I'm trying to, I don't know, I was taking some screenshots of, I don't know what these screenshots I was doing here. Of course, I mean, I can show you all kinds of symbolisms going on here in the wood. I mean, there's all kinds of things that you'll see in here, but I don't know why I was actually taking this picture. I can't remember. This, in here to show that there's so much more. These aren't just because I, snapped a picture and it just got distorted. That's not the case. We have a flat bottom, air quote, cloud, flat bottom, but, there's something going on here that's masking and hiding in the trees. That's where we got the idea for the ghillie suits. They didn't just come up with that on their own. They come up with that because they realized things can cloak themselves, and in the army fatigues and stuff like that. It's deeper. It's way deeper. There's something sitting right up in here. It's, to me, very clear. So no, I don't know. Short of showing like some of these, these cloaking distortions going on, I have no idea why I was taking these pictures. I can't remember, except for in the flat bottom. There's a lot here. Today is really nice. Actually, weirdly, it's nighttime. And I say that of sound, mind, body, and spirit. I went outside around on 11:30. I'm like, it's friggin' nighttime. A.M. But it's nighttime. It's just the way the sun was casting the shadow, the light bulb, I should say. It was just, and yes, there's a nice peace. It's like the calm before the storm. So we'll see. I don't know. I'm not gonna, this is what I was doing. Okay, see these right here. Boom, boom. Yeah, we'll just look at that real quick. Look at boom, boom, boom. Da-dum, da-dum, da-dum. Sorry, those are my school books. And in here. So, yeah. Yes, the moon. Someone was actually filming that. The moon has been coming up with the sun. Remember, the sun and the moon are not supposed to reside in the same sky at the same time. We know that's old. That's the old. Nothing new under the sun here on this channel, but it has been. And those are and there's 33 on my 33 on my screen. That's 333. The 33 keeps coming up for me. I keep bumping up against it, and it doesn't feel warm and fuzzy. And again, it goes back to like, there's no coincidence from Christmas, the portals that were opening up, the tombs are opening up. Fast forward to now, the VMAs, which is ritual, this young blood kid, which is ritual, the Aerosmith coming out, that's all ritual. And then we're coming up to the eclipse and the equinox. It's something, significant that they're doing. With the 333 years anniversary of the Salem witch trials, it's just a lot of threes going on, a lot of ritual happening, and it's a little unsettling. Yes, I feel very peaceful today. It's actually really nice. That's why I came on to share, think I'm a hater? Good luck to you. But I'm not. Life is way too short for that. But there's something sitting back here. You can see it right in here. These things just hide right in plain sight. So, yeah, that's really it. I'm gonna wrap this up. Thanks for being here. I really appreciate it. And Ace Basin. Oh, I'm not gonna say who, because I won't do that. I'll share with you privately. Oh yeah, did the moon video. Look at this, something sitting right in here so you can see the outline of it. Looks like clouds, but not. It's all sitting in here. So, right in plain sight. And that Atlas thing ain't as far away as they say it is. This thing's right above us. There's a lot of things sitting, like even Uncle Skin's been showing some footage. I think even Gator too. With this stuff is staying right over us. It disappears at night. It'll dissipate, but you'll see the outline and the edge of it. It doesn't go away, and then it's there again the next day. I've noticed that the past few days, the same freaking structure is sitting right above me. And then at night, I can see the outline of it, but it doesn't. It's just they've settled whatever has settled in right above us. I had, yeah, I'm glad you mentioned that about them feeling like the microwave oven. It is. They've been doing stuff with that. They have been. They've absolutely been hitting us with frequency. I feel it too. A lot of us here on this channel, we talk about that. We feel it too. It hurts. It physically hurts. It's like a torture. For me anyway. And you'll feel it. You feel like more inflammation in your body, head ringing, your aches and pains, you hurt more. Like you can tell, you can feel it. It's like cranking. It just hurt. It's torture. It really is. It's the only way to put it. And you just want it to stop. And we can't. I mean, I don't know if there's any way to really escape it, but like some of us grew up in that time when this stuff wasn't there. We didn't have these towers. It was bad enough we had electrical wires, but we didn't have this tower stuff like we do now. You are? Okay, me too. I'm older too, and it just... I'm not gonna lie, there's some days I curl up in a ball. I hurt so freaking much that it hurts to do anything. I've had a lot of inflammation in my body, which I'm not understand now. I do understand why, but there's no need for me to have it. I guess that's where I want to go with that. There's no need for me to have it, but I do because they're cranking that up. It's part of that, Oh well, happy early birthday. And we definitely grew up in a different time. We didn't grow up with these cell phones and come home when the street lights are on kind of thing and stay in earshot. When I call you, come home. That's not even... Maybe there are some neighborhoods like that, but not many. Not nowadays. Children aren't really safe to go outside alone anymore. They just aren't. This world is so upside down. So I'm going to wrap this up. Thanks for being here. And yeah, there's no hate here on this channel. They're speaking the truth. And there is. And there's having a respect for the spiritual world and the spiritual laws and God. The true creator. There's no hate here, though. So check yourself before you call me a hater. Peace be with you.